Welcome to Fantasy R&R. I'm your host Ryan, and this is an episode of Wednesday Wake Up Show.
This is Fantasy with Rob and Ryan, Fantasy R&R.
I've been hearing tons of stuff in the media about Aaron Donald being the top defensive player in the NFL for the last few years. What I want to know is, why isn't Minkah Fitzpatrick getting any love? That's going to be our topic for the day. Aaron Donald is a defensive tackle for the Los Angeles Rams coming out of the College of Pittsburgh. Guy is 6'1", 280 pounds. He's a first-round pick, and he's been an absolute monster in the NFL. So far, he has been the one guy who's been consistently named as the best defensive player in the NFL the last few years. In fact, he was voted as the best player in the NFL by his peers in the NFL Top 100 Players list. But I want to talk about a guy named Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's a free safety for the Steelers, was originally drafted as a first-round pick for the Miami Dolphins. He comes out of Alabama at 6'1", 205 pounds. He's got great speed. I truly feel like this guy is getting overlooked, and we need to talk about him in the conversation of best defensive player in the NFL. Minkah Fitzpatrick is officially a Pro Bowler from the 2019 season. He made first-team All-Pro. Going back to his college days, the guy has won the Jim Thorpe Award, the Chuck Bednarik Award. He was a two-time first-team All-SEC player in 2016 and 17. He was a double-time consensus All-American, double-time CFP national champion. The guy has played for great teams, and he's not stopping now that he's on the Steelers with this great defense they've got for 2020. You all might remember Minkah Fitzpatrick was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers by the Miami Dolphins along with a 2020 4th-round pick and a 2021 7th-round pick in exchange for a 1st and 5th-round pick in 2020 and a 2021 6th-round pick. The Steelers and the Dolphins confirmed this trade, and the deal comes 3 days after they granted Fitzpatrick and agent Joe Siegel permission to seek a trade. Minkah joins Laremy Tunsil and Kenny Stills in those trade options on this growing list of talented young players that Miami has parted ways with in an effort to rebuild their team for the future. In his career, Minkah Fitzpatrick has had 187 total tackles, 121 solo tackles. He's had 24 passes defended, 11 interceptions, 3 total TDs, and he's only played 10 games this year and still has 6 more to go on the season. He's been an absolute force on the Steelers, and I think he needs to be involved in this conversation of best defensive player of the year. But let's talk about Aaron Donald for a second. Aaron Donald's consistently named one of the best defensive players in the league for a reason. He's a 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and 18, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year 2014. He's been a 5-time first-team All-Pro from 2015 to 2019, 6-time Pro Bowler 2014 to 2019. He was the NFL sack leader in 2018, NFL 2010 All-Decade Team named to that, and this is in addition to multiple college awards he's been given, such as Unanimous All-American, Outland Trophy, Lombardi Award, Chuck Bednarik Award, Bronco Nagurski Trophy. So you can see he's got a ton of accolades that makes him one of the most decorated NFL defenders in the league. Aaron Donald has had a number of controversial penalties. He's also been an instigator on the field. We've seen things with unsportsmanlike conduct, but besides that, we'll also mention that in the 2017 season, he did accumulate $1.4 million in fines due to his non-participation during a holdout where he was waiting for a contract extension. Eventually, he would get that contract extension. It's not too much different than Minkah Fitzpatrick asking to be traded. You don't hold it against guys like this, but it is worth noting he did want to hold out just for the extra money, thinking that he was worth that value, and we've got to see if he is going forward. So Aaron Donald has never had an interception. He's never had a defensive touchdown. He's had a number of passes defended. He has had one safety in the NFL that came from a sack, but that's really what we want to talk about here is his ability to sack the quarterback. Aaron Donald gets to the quarterback during the rush, and he's been putting up Lawrence Taylor-like numbers in specific years. So let's just go back. 2014, 9 sacks. 2015, 11 sacks. 2016, 8 sacks. 2017, 11 sacks. 2018, 20.5 sacks. 2019, 12.5 sacks. This year alone, 9 sacks in 10 games. You still have 6 to go. So he's making a giant difference on the field for his team. He was a non-entity against Tampa Bay this past week, which is kind of interesting, and that's what I want to say. Minkah Fitzpatrick going against the easy Jaguars, him having that kind of game, do we negate what Minkah Fitzpatrick did because it was against the Jaguars, and do we excuse Aaron Donald doing absolutely nothing on the stat sheet against Tampa Bay because it's just one of those kind of games that we can split hairs on? I'm not sure. I do want to say, though, that Aaron Donald has had a magnificent career so far. He's a little bit older. Minkah Fitzpatrick is off to a good start in about half the time of Aaron Donald's career. All in all, I think both of these guys need to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the NFL. I think both of them contribute to their teams in different ways, with Aaron Donald being defensive tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick being a free safety. However, whether or not they disrupt the other team at the same level, that's up for everybody who's viewing the NFL to decide. What do you guys think? Do you think Aaron Donald takes the top crown here as Defensive Player of the NFL, or does Minkah Fitzpatrick have an actual argument for him to take the crown of Defensive Player of the NFL? Let us know in the comments. Give us a like and a subscribe. I will see you next time. This is Ryan with Fantasy R&R. Me and Rob will be doing the Week 12 preview coming up this week.
That was Fantasy with Rob and Ryan. Fantasy R&R.